What is up, guys, and welcome back. We're out in the shop about to do more work to the Sportster. Last video I put a chain kit on. Today we're fixing the charging issue. So we got to dig into the primary and replace the stator. So I'm going with a Psychoelectric, which is one of my favorite companies to go with. I put it on the bagger. It's what I like to run because it's good quality. I got a Psychoelectric voltage regulator on the bike already. So I'm going to pair it with a Psychoelectric stator and fix that charging issue. And that is the stock stator that's been on the bike. And last year I noticed that it went out when I went to Georgia and trying to get home. So I had to change my battery out a few times just to be able to ride the bike all the way back home. Well, twice. I got a replacement on one of them and one of them I had to buy. Luckily I did get a replacement, but it was enough to be able to ride that bike all the way from Georgia back home. And we got a major trip coming up and I'm not going alone. We're going to Sturgis, guys. So I do got a lot of work to do to the Sportster, and the stator is not the only thing I'm doing to it, but that's what we're doing today. Now, if you look, we are a little cramped because I do got the bagger here and it's torn apart and I got a major issue with it. I was planning on taking the bagger to Sturgis. That's just not happening because that problem is not fixable and we got a week until we leave out on that trip. So let's get busy tearing the Sportster apart.
Baby, so
Well, that stator is definitely done for. That is as black as it can be, and there is something going on right here, some rust. So it is definitely shot and needs a new stator. So that is definitely the culprit of the charging issue. Now that we got the whole bike torn apart, we can throw on the new one and crank it up and make sure the battery is charging. Well, once everything's buttoned up. So let's start installing. Need a 5/16 to get this plate off, and then a T20 for the Torx bits all around the stator. Get this thing off. Come on. With the stator being bad, I just cut the wires. Less wires I had to pull through it, making it a little bit easier on myself. Now just to get these little torque bits out. Luckily they're coming out real smooth. Last thing I want to do is have to drill and extract these little screws. I hate Torx, guys, because Torx strip out so easy, especially the small ones. And there you have it. The old one is off. That's trash. So that is what is going on the bike, guys. The Cycle Electric has a 2-year warranty and replacement hardware, and those are Allen, so I don't have to reuse the Torx. I'm so happy about that. I've had no issues out of a Cycle Electric, but I still have to clean up the bottom, get all that oil out and some of that debris. But we can actually get this back on the bike finally. First things first is start running this wire, and then we can put the stator on and lock it down. Get it nice and ran exactly the way we want it. Gotta fish this all the way across. And it. When you're running that stator wire, be very careful, especially in the middle right there. I was struggling a little bit just for the plug itself, because last thing you want to do is pull that plug off or rip a wire and have to order a whole new stator, or you button it up, go to crank it, and it's not charging. So be careful when you're running that. That's probably the hardest part about this, of putting the new stator back on, is that wiring. Once you get it past that middle, it's easy sailing. You don't need to put Loctite on the stator hardware that they provide, because it already has some on there. But I did put some orange Loctite on the bolts for that plate to hold the wires in place. So now everything is buttoned up, the wires ran, everything's locked down for the stator wise. Now we can actually start reassembling everything else. Now that the new stator's installed and everything's buttoned up, we can do the final test with a multimeter, set it to DC voltage to make sure the battery's charging and not just assume. Last thing you want is to get out somewhere and you just put the new stator on and the battery dies because it's not charging. So you want to double check that it is charging with a multimeter and not just assume. So we're going to do that, and then it needs a bath. We are good to go, guys. The new stator solved the problem. The battery is charging and it's staying about 14.3 while it's running, because beforehand it was not staying at 14.3. It was staying at 13 point something with the old stator, and it was constantly dropping. So it wasn't a fast drop, but it was not raising up any like it was right then. Now that was a little bit hard to show you guys, but it is charging. But I hope this helps you out if you need to install a stator on your Sportster and save you some money. But I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.